Warning. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
March 8th, 1971, 8 activists, including a cab driver, a daycare director, 2 professors, broke into an FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania, and stole every document they found. They wanted to document how FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover was spying on citizens and actively suppressing dissent. The break-in occurred as much of the nation was fixated on a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, which was billed as the fight of the century. The identity of the burglars would remain a mystery for over 40 years. Soon after stealing the documents, the activists, calling themselves the Citizens Commission to investigate the FBI, began leaking shocking details about FBI abuses to the media. The documents exposed COINTELPRO, the FBI's secret counterintelligence program, a global, clandestine, unconstitutional practice of surveillance, infiltration, and disruption of groups engaged in protest, dissent, and social change. Targets included the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, the Black Panthers, the American Indian Movement, the Young Lords, anti-war groups, black booksellers, and other groups.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, welcome back to another Sunday service. Family, there's been a lot of situations happening over the past week or two. And there's been a lot of people that are being pushed to the forefront to quote unquote represent the voice of foundational Black Americans. And, you know, they're really being propped up in a way. And a lot of folks, we already know that these people aren't activists. These people are actorvists. People who are here to line their pockets. People who are here really trying to play the same old game with us that Black Lives Matter played with us. That really all these Antifa, all these groups seem to play when it comes to us. But family, you know we're going to have to stand on this square and stand on some necks today. But before we do, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Shalom and the B1 salute to Reparations Nation. Aquarius Minded, thank you both for being here. Our sister Hurricane Nisi in the building, much love to you. Priscilla Taylor, much love to you. John Son, much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister Andrea Jones is in the building, much love to you, and happy birthday, by the way. I hope it's a wonderful one. Our sister Felicia Haywood is in the building, much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister D is in the building, much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our brother Black Truth United is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Also, thank you for your Cashapp donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my brother. I want to make sure we got that here. Our sister Key Prince is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And for everybody who's not in the chat, thank you for being here. And everybody who's going to catch this on the replay, thank you as well. Now, family, let's start off with the Amanda Seals. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but all of a sudden, Amanda Seals is now doing this, I guess it's a new segment type show, I guess, on that station Jubilee or whatever. And usually with the Jubilee, they have a bunch of people that you disagree with. But I noticed when she did this, she was promoting something like it was a new show that she's doing. I don't know, but we're going to watch it and we're going to talk about it. So let's go here, family.
Black culture is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
So
in
white
the black
culture
home. Let's
Stop.
talk about that.
Stop. We all deserve a right to exist, and I shouldn't have to earn my right to exist. And that is what capitalism
What makes you think
does.
that you have to earn it? That's what I'm
That
saying.
is
Like,
what
I
this
don't feel
nation
that
is.
way.
You do have to earn it.
You don't have to earn
Yes,
it.
you do.
We are
That
in
is why we are
America, Amanda.
criminalizing the poor. Well, here's
So
what
when
you
you-
all keep
no,
doing.
no,
You
just
keep
give me-
interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the
But
point
the
that I'm
point
going to
you're-
make.
the point that
And
you're
yet you want
raising-
me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. If I show you respect, give me the respect back. Ooh, I knew I was going to be surrounded by ignorance, but damn, let's go. My first claim is it is undeniable that reparations are just and necessary. My next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing. My next claim is systemic racism isn't a theory. It's our lived reality backed by data and history. My final claim is black conservatism fails to meet the needs of the working class. Greetings. I am Amanda Seals, widely known as a comedian, an actress, a disruptor, an annoying person on the internet who always tells the truth. And I am now an artistic intellectual who commits myself to making art that educates. And today, I am surrounded by 20 black conservatives.
All right, so that's the clip, family. And yes, my sister, she is definitely a tether. So this is the clip. We're gonna go back over it a little bit. That's why it made me think that she was actually doing a new show, even though it says Jubilee down here, and this is just basically the same damn thing. But you know, the surrounding situation. But let's pull it back. We're not gonna play everything. I just want to hear her claims, and then we'll move forward.
So, my first claim is it is undeniable that reparations are just and necessary.
Now, family. Put a pin in that. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna test that theory. If she really believes that, we're gonna test that. Put a pin in that.
My next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing. My next claim is systemic racism isn't a theory. It's our lived reality backed by data and history. My final claim is black conservatism fails to meet the needs of the working class. Greetings. I am Amanda Seals, widely known as a comedian, an actress, a disruptor, an annoying person on the internet who always tells the truth.
Family, for those who know about Amanda Seals, is she someone who always tells the truth? A disruptor? Absolutely. I'll give her that. But someone who always tells the truth? I'm gonna have to call Cap. Cap. Salute still Kevin Trees. Thank you for being here.
And I am now an artistic intellectual who commits myself to making art that educates.
She is now an artistic intellectual.
And today, I am surrounded by 20 black conservatives.
Okay, family. So, what the heck happened here? Give me 1 second, family. Oh, they did not. Oh, they did. Okay, give me 1 second, family. God dang. StreamYard. 1 second, family. 1 second. They done mixed all kind of stuff up. Oh. What in the world is going on? Jesus Christ. Give me 1 second, family. My computer just did all kind of nonsense when it came to this. Okay. Now, Amanda Seals. She says she believes in reparations. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. All I remember when it comes down to Amanda Seales is this right here. I don't know if you guys heard this statement, but this was her statement when we was stomping for reparations, and she just wanted us to go vote blue no matter who. And it says, about last night, I don't want to hear no more ish about reparations, a black agenda, Kamala's AG, the 94 crime bill. We got to get focused on the now. Get, I believe that's supposed to mean, but out of here. Vote for us. So this was Amanda Seales right before the 2020 election, when we were talking about reparations and the transformative black agenda, when we was talking about a hate crime bill. All of a sudden, Amanda Seales says she's for reparations.
First claim is it is undeniable that reparations are just and necessary. My next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over-policing. My next claim is systemic racism isn't a theory.
Family, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Ever since Amanda Seales, they say she left, didn't renew her contract or whatever, she's really been trying to weasel her way back into the black grassroots. Well, really, she's never been in the black grassroots, but she really tried to weasel her way into the black grassroots with this hey big head talking attitude that she's been doing, the talking points that she's been using. She's been calling out Obama all of a sudden. Now she's calling out Kamala. As a matter of fact, let's go here.
Anyone in here who's speaking definitively, like, we know Kamala wouldn't have bombed Iran. I don't even understand how you can make such a statement. I don't understand how y'all, what is it about this woman that she has shown you that makes you think that she is like some peaceful, like namaste, like auntie? What is it about her? She's taking photos with cops, calling herself a top cop. She's married to a Zionist. When she ran on her campaign, she said, I'm going to be just like Joe Biden. She literally in her DNC speech said that she will make sure America remains the most lethal military. She, in her interview on ABC, absolutely said Iran is our biggest enemy. I don't know, like, does it just make you feel, I don't understand what that does for you. I don't know anybody in the Bay that gets down with Kamala. Not one person.
Wait a second, wasn't you one of the major row cheerleaders for Kamala? Wasn't that your girl? I could have swore that was your girl. Now all of a sudden, you don't know anybody that rocks with Kamala? Shalom and salute you. Thank you for being here. Much love to you. Yeah, exactly, Felicia. Yeah, she was a Kamala fan. She was a stan. She was a stan. She was literally writing letters to Dear Kamala, I hope you get this letter. That was her. All of a sudden, I don't know nobody that's rocking with Kamala. Interesting.
So I think that that's more of a projection of what you would like. You and the one that called her Mamala. What's her name?
Yeah, the Mamala. Yeah, so she comes out, she does this little hey big head to Foundation of Black Americans, but she didn't pass the smell test. You know, every time they come in, they try to do that stuff. We take a whiff in the air and something smelled funky about that whole situation. And then all the situation with the ice baby started happening. And all these folks was getting snatched up off the street and getting deported. And then she came out and said, oh, well, you know, all you guys out there saying that this isn't your business. Oh, this is absolutely your business. And everybody who took a whiff in the air was like, yep, there it go. We knew it was somewhere around. It was right here. It was right here. Let's go here, family.
So this message is not for anyone who believes the American government at present really cares which kind of Black person you are or where you're from. This message is not for anyone who is still living in the fantasy world of, but if Kamala, because we're not there. This message is also for anyone who considers ICE not their Black business. I said this before, but I'm saying it again, that the Trump administration has rescinded temporary permanent status for 500,000 Haitian immigrants. What this means is that now they are the next on the quota list for ICE. Now we know that Haiti was the first nation to gain its independence from their colonizers, but because of these colonizers, Haitians come in as many shades and colors as us Black folks do here in the United States. Thus, not that easy to tell the difference when you are trying to meet a quota. Let's play a little game. Who's Haitian? Is she Haitian? Is she Haitian? Is she Haitian? Is they Haitian? Whether you identify as FBA or Black or African American or Indigenous, that does not matter to this administration. So I think it's important to ask yourself, do you think speaking English will prevent or stop an ICE agent from collecting you and meeting his kidnapping quota of the day? If you do not, then I implore you to reach out to your community to set up a conversation around how you all are going to protect each other. I implore you to reach out to the immigrant communities that are already dealing with this and to put differences aside for the greater good of everyone. I implore you to understand that fascism has no limits. We're in it, y'all. All of us, whether you like it or not, unless you're one of them ones that'll sell out your neighbor. This message ain't for you.
Yeah, family, I'm sorry I had to subject you to that because listening to this woman is like nails on a chalkboard. Let's be honest. Like it's just so irritating to hear this woman, to listen to her frame of mind. You know what I mean? And people are now asking, is Amanda Seals a reparationist? And I'm gonna be honest with you, family. I don't believe it. I will never believe it. I could never believe it. Even if she was, it wouldn't be for foundational Black Americans. It would be the whole inclusive reparation situation. Oh, it got to be for everybody. Salute to Cut the Check as well as Black Are You. Thank you both for being here, family. Shalom to you both. But let's keep this real. Let's keep it real. Hell, y'all know when she went on Shannon Sharp's show, what she did? She said she was autistic the same way. Hold on. She's here. She says
I am
what?
Amanda Seals, widely known as a comedian, an actress, a disruptor, an annoying person on the internet who always tells the truth. And I am now an artistic intellectual who commits myself.
She is now an autistic intellectual. She is now an artistic intellectual. This is the exact same thing. Shalom and B1 to our sister Sharon Thompson. Thank you for being here, family, as well as Leonardo Yuta. Much love to you. The exact same thing that she said when she was with Shannon Sharp.
A clinical diagnosis. There
are clinical diagnoses
for you.
Yes, there are clinical diagnoses for autism. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
When you take the tests, you see when you.
Mm-hmm.
If my father had lived with me, I would never have been the person I am now, because he wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I believe that he is autistic too. He's because he's brilliant.
Right.
He was never seen the way he needed to be seen, and so it turned into narcissism.
But you can be brilliant without being autistic, though, right?
Hell yeah. 1000%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But just
Because I'm both.
but
I'm gifted and autistic.
yes, but Amanda, sometimes, just because you have a special gift, that doesn't mean that, you have a spectrum, or you have just because you see things differently, it doesn't mean that you're on the spectrum or you.
This isn't related to simply how I see things. This is related to how my brain functions.
Yes. But just because your brain functions differently from, say, mine.
Yes.
So you feel just because your brain functions differently that's what caused it, or there's a clinical diagnosis that
There are clinical diagnoses
for you.
Yes, there are clinical diagnoses for autism. Yes.
Yeah, I know
when you take the tests,
I know.
see.
Notice how this woman is not answering that question whatsoever. She is literally, she's answering a question, but it isn't the question that he's presenting to her. He's asking her, has she been clinically diagnosed? And she's saying, yeah, there are clinical diagnoses. This woman is narcissistic, isn't even the word. I can't even explain it. Go ahead.
Diagnosis.
There are clinical diagnoses
for you.
Yes, there are clinical diagnoses for autism. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
When you take the tests, see when you.
Now, yeah, exactly. She diagnosed herself, according to her.
No, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do that. And most people will tell you that at this age, you don't need a clinical diagnosis in that sense. And I think that's the other thing. It's like we are so conditioned here in this nation to really only consider something in one kind of way. And no, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do.
So when Amanda Seales sit on a panel like this, I gotta believe just in my heart of hearts that it's all for some sort of publicity. She's doing it for a reason. She's not a reparationist. She's an opportunist. And that's all she's showing. She saw an opportunity to go on this show and I don't know, promote herself in whatever kind of way. But don't nobody believe that she became a reparationist overnight. Especially after saying something like this. Especially after saying something like this. I don't want to hear no more ish about reparations. A black agenda. Kamala as AG, the 94 crime bill. We got to focus on the now. All of a sudden, the now is reparations. I just find it interesting, family. And so do a lot of other people. This one sister over here, she pulled this up. I guess she asked Grok if Amanda Seales actually supported reparations. And this is what Grok said. And I also have to give the caveat and the disclaimer. Grok is a racist son of a gun. Don't get it confused. Just like Elon. So, just have to say that. But it says here, yes, in 2020 Instagram post, Amanda Seales urged focusing on the election over past issues, saying, I don't want to hear no more ish about reparations, black agenda, Kamala as AG, the 94 crime bill. We got to focus on it now. She encouraged voting Biden-Harris. Her recent views on reparation emphasize repairing harm to black people in the U.S. without specifying lineage. And that's what it is. You know what, John? I would be inclined to agree with you there. It seems more like bipolarism than autism any day of the week. And I know I have an autistic nephew. So, yeah, I don't see anything she's doing as autistic. And to be honest with you, I don't see anything Elon does as artistic either. But I digress. So, family, we know in our heart of hearts that this woman is not a reparationist. She's an opportunist. So we got to keep that in mind, especially when we're talking about these kinds of people, the actorvist. Let's talk about another activist, somebody who's more known in the TikTok spectrum. Y'all, let's talk about, we got to talk about it. Hold on, let me pull it down. God dang it. Give me 1 second, family. These folks here. Give me 1 second, family. These mother lovers. I'm having more issues with StreamYard than a little bit, family. So just give me a hot second. Bear with me for a second. You have my appreciation for your patience. All right. Looks like we got it. All right. It's fixed. All right. We got to talk about Conscious Fleroy. Got to talk about Conscious Fleroy. So let me remind you guys of the stuff that's been going on with Conscious Fleroy.
You just engagement farming. Man, I was already turning crops over on this old content farm before I even mentioned something about y'all. You feel me? But they're gonna piss me off on Twitter. I'm talking about I'm ready to illustrate the reason why I'm a Hall of Fame college policy debater. I'm trying to have set speech times too. I don't want no yelling over nobody. When you talking, I ain't gonna speak over you. I ain't gonna speak to you. When I'm talking, ask for the same thing. You feel me? Which one of you FBA warriors want it, man? I'm talking about I got time. I'm a proud descendant of African slaves. I was born here in America, goddamn. My people raised the land here in America, but I do not agree with the ideology of FBA.
That's because, in case you don't remember, I'm going to remind you, he's not FBA. Notice how he said, I'm a proud descendant of slaves. I was born here. The dude, I believe, is Jamaican. So him saying, I don't agree with FBA, I'm a proud descendant of slaves, I was born here. You wouldn't have to say I was born here if you was FBA. People would know that. Now you might give where your lineage from, what regions your people from, but you ain't going to sit here and say I was born here if you were born here. If your lineage tied back to the slave trade here, you're not going to say that because it doesn't make sense to say that. And you know it doesn't make sense to say it. That sounds like someone who's trying to put it on your mind that they were born here and they're proud descendants of slaves. Trying to entangle the two, make them both synonymous. But they're not. Salute to our sister Aquarius Minded. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my sister. These folks don't know what the hell they talking about, and he's supposed to be so educated. And he's out here after he made this video. You had all these FBAs calling this dude out, including our brother Black Alpha. And this dude tuck and tail and running everywhere, fleeing like he's used to doing. But he's talking real tough on these videos.
You feel me? I think they are. As a matter of fact, my argument is FBA is white nationalism and blackface. You feel me? And my link argument to be able to make that is they pick up on shit like the Great Replacement theory that was manufactured by white supremacists saying the illegals is coming to replace us. How come y'all?
Family, this man just tried to make it seem like we're taking the white supremacist talking points. We're biting off of the Nabiscos. First and foremost, the Nabiscos always bite off of us. They're not as clever as we are. We don't need to bite off of them. But what the truth is always going to be the truth. illegal immigration harms foundational Black Americans the most overall. All the stats say it. All the statistics show it. Conscious Fleroy. And so, matter of fact, let's go here. Let's go here.
No matter what time in history that you look at, mass immigration, when immigration was high, Black economic prosperity went down. When it was low, Black prosperity went up. It is proven throughout the numbers, and we're going to continue to see a lot of growth now that we're starting to get these deportations. This is why people need to look at the Emancipation Reclamation and understand how mass immigration, no matter what time in history that you look at, mass immigration, when immigration was high, Black economic prosperity went down. When it was low, Black prosperity went up.
Boom. No matter what time in history you look at, you're going to see whenever they bring in a bunch of immigrants, whether legal or illegal, it affects the foundational Black American community overall the hardest, the most. Even Kamala Harris's father spoke about this. And I played it on the broadcast once before. Even Kamala Harris's father spoke about the dangers of immigration when it comes to the Black community. So these kinds of people like Conscious Fleroy, they're so easily debunked. Shalom and salute to our brother Damon Reeves. Thank you for being here, family, as well as JV B-Boy. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to the both of you.
Yeah, I never got this beef towards the individuals that's giving the illegals, quote unquote, your job.
What the hell are you talking about? See, this is, how come you ain't got no beef for the person who's giving these people the jobs? Family, anybody who listens to me for any amount of time, as well as listen to our brother Marcel Dixon, as well as listen to our brother Black Alpha, as well as listen to Jason Black, listen to Black Truth, Black, Professor Black. It's come on. We all say the same thing when it comes down to the illegals and deportation. Deportation is a good start, but it means absolutely nothing until you go and get the people who's incentivizing the illegal immigration, the illegal invasion, which are the business owners, the corporations. We say this all the time. We say this all the time, Conscious Fleroy. So tell me, how is that not giving the smoke to those people? If we're calling for those people to get the same goddamn treatment that the illegals are getting, maybe they won't get deported because they're businesses and they're Americans, but still we're calling for action for them to go after the folks that are funding these people being here. Like I said, these people are so easily just these people right here, man, they're so easily debunkable. Salute to our brother Antithesis out, cheer, support, and much love to you, family. Thank you for your super chat, and your donation is blessed tenfold. I appreciate your contribution as always, family. Yes, and man, salute Black empowerment. Thank you for being here as well. Let's go here real quick. I just want to remind you who this dude is, because we got some things to get into. We got some things to get into. So please make sure that you got your bib and you got your fork and your knife, because I'm preparing a 4-course meal for you.
Most folks know me as Consciously. I'm born and raised in Bryan, College Station, Texas. Proud local native of Bryan, Texas, to be specific. I graduated high school in 2009. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations, a master's degree in adult and higher education. I got an undergraduate degree in African and African American studies. I got 7 years of experience of being a debate coach. I got 3 years of experience being a director of a debate program. I was a professor at the University of Oklahoma where I taught diversity, equity, inclusion, social work courses, as well as traveling the country and probably beating on y'all favorite institutions' ass in debate. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I love being from Texas. My motto is education is elevation. The reason why I make content is because I believe you do not have to have an SAT or an ACT or be able to do the admissions process to get access to higher education. So in making content, I hope to give information that people typically have to go through, you know what I'm saying, different type of process to go through there. If you in the comments section and you trying to debate, let's get to it. If you're trying to be a keyboard warrior, have at it. Like I'm not. Hey, listen, man. Sodomite Tommy. If you like, listen, man. I'm with the smoke right now. You feel me? Ain't nobody popping up. Ain't nobody talking about doing nothing. That's ain't nobody talking about doing nothing. I've been live for an hour and a half. It's me versus the entirety of a group. Consciously versus FBA. I've been standing right here. I'm talking about intellectually standing on business.
You do realize, and I want everybody to know this, he sounds like he's out here really putting it down, right? I've been on live for all this time and nobody's popping up. That's because nobody was being invited up. You wasn't allowing anybody up. You wasn't going through the section and giving anybody the right to come up. That's on your end, sir. You're the host. And this was on TikTok. So if you don't accept someone's request, they're not going to be brought up, which means that you can't debate. And he did all this running down. You know what? Let me let him finish and then we're going to address something.
Saying, hey, I ain't hard to find, man. I'm not hard to find. The same way y'all can hop in my comments, mentions, making pseudo-intellectual claims, making these quote-unquote fallacies. Like, come on, man. Man, listen, man. Come on, man. Listen, man. Consciously do what he got. I'm right here. You feel me? I'm right here. You're not dealing with no flunky on Twitter. You're not dealing with a regular everyday nigga. I work very hard for my platform, the same platform that you and your flunky buddies hopped up in, popping that shit. So the same place y'all sent that, come on right now. A Twitter space, man, y'all acting like children. Somebody called you out and said, come to the park. You said, I ain't going to the park. Meet me at the school. Man, come to the park. No, I ain't going to the park. Meet me in the street. Man, come where I'm at. Come where I'm at. Yeah, Brian Texas named that.
And if y'all don't know who he's talking about our brother Greg Marcel Dixon. And Marcel literally went into a space with him and tried to talk to him or something like that. And I guess he took off. But that's the thing. These folks are out here really trying to push the line as if they're doing something and they're really not. But there's something that I really wanted to address here because he wanted
a white man. It's because I believe you do not.
He didn't list it off his achievements here. Hold on.
Debate program. I was a professor at the university. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations, a master's degree in adult and higher education. I got an undergraduate degree in African and African American studies. I got 7 years of experience of being a debate coach. I got 3 years of experience being a director of a debate program. I was a professor at the University of Oklahoma where I taught diversity, equity, inclusion, social work courses, as well as traveling the country and probably beating on y'all favorite institutions' ass in debate. I got 2 master's degrees, a master's degree in human relations, a master's degree in adult and higher education. I got an undergraduate degree in African and African American studies.
All right, family. I wanted to highlight that. Because, you know, usually when you have these conscious dudes running around here trying to cape so hard for Pan-Africanism, scam Africanism, and trying to make sure that we include everybody, because if we're being exclusive, then that's mean you FBAs are just some big old meanies. Usually when that's going down, either they're a tether or they're a coon, but more specifically, they're trying to protect their interracial access. To be more specific, they're trying to protect their interracial sexual access. And in this man's case, it's both. He's a tether and he's trying to protect his interracial sexual access. He's giving you Umar vibes. I don't know. I don't think Umar would agree with this right here, my brother.
See that? You like that? You lying to me. I know you lying to me. Ain't no way this pro-black brother don't have him a melanated goddess. Man, I thought somebody was lying on this dude, man. I'm like, ain't no way conscious. Like, no way, man. I know he got a sister. Stop playing. I know he got a sister. Man, I did a quick 2-second search, and he got a wife that be getting sunburned? Man, I know you lying to me. I'm done with TikTok for the day. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a pause. Got a couple books I'm going to read. You know what I'm saying?
I know I be clowning on Umar on this channel. You know, we be getting on his head. It's well deserved. But I gotta give it to Umar. He does be saying, what? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. So that's one thing I will give to Umar. That is one thing I will give to him. I don't know if he'll agree with Conscious Fleroy, to be more specific.
I'm saying, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. This is too much for me, man. Sometimes the internet is too much. You know what I'm saying? I see my girl Jack My Vibes post about those two young Houstonians, you know what I'm saying, that both lost their lives. That shocked me beyond belief, man. Just sad. And now y'all telling me this pro-black melanated king, power to the people, don't have him a melanated queen? Are y'all serious? The best part is, you see the sister saying, but she black though. Say what? Well, if that's the case, I'm white. I'm pretty sure I got 2% white in me, being born in America. You know what I'm saying? But this is like, whoa, I know you lying to me. What? Get out of town, man. And to be honest, to be totally honest, I seen him with the Skittle colors in his hair. And, you know, I don't pass judgment, you know what I'm saying? I thought brother was playing for the other team. To be honest, I seen all them colors in his head. I was like, I ain't gonna judge, you know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing wrong about them, you know what I'm saying? Power to the people, you know what I'm saying? But what? Get out of town, man. And it's crazy because you see sisters talking about, she biracial mix. Stop it. Stop playing. Y'all know what naps look like. Cut it out. But yeah, man, get out of town, man. Go ahead on with your white goddess, Conscious. Go ahead on with your white queen, boy, with your snow queen. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm going to look at Frozen after this. I got to plan me a trip to nowhere, Sweden. Hey, Conscious, ain't nothing. Hey, Conscious, hey. Ha. Hey, passport bros. You see that, huh? Hey, Scandinavian countries, bus wide open. Denmark, Swindon, Sweden, Norway, bus wide open, man. Let's take a trip. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay woke, choose up.
Family, I got to say it one more time. In the tone of Umar, the Kubar Vasquez. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, I said snow bunnies never. So this is the guy who thinks he can come and berate FBA.
FBA is white nationalism and blackface. The way in which FBA talks about racial purity or talks about lineage in terms of saying that if you were born in America and Black Americans are much that racial purity. The second link to why I'm saying FBA.
Oh, buddy. Racial purity. At no time have I ever heard a foundational Black American running around here talking about racial purity. That's not even an argument that we have. That's something that you got to take over there. Notice how they keep trying to put the whole stigma of white supremacists and their views onto us. That's what they're doing. But in case y'all haven't seen that reel that I posted on YouTube yesterday, that talks about the communist directive to go around consistently labeling people until people in the masses, the broader public, start believing all the things that are lies. So you label them fascists, you label them Nazis, you label them anti-Semitic. Now they're labeling us all kinds of stuff. A hate group. You label them a black extremist group, a cult, xenophobic. All a part of the old COINTELPRO playbook. And a lot of these folks are working directly out of the COINTELPRO playbook. But before we get there, let's continue this.
It's white nationalism and blackface. It's the way in which FBA deploys the great replacement theory that says that the illegals is coming into the country to take our jobs.
Family.
It is proven. This is why people need to look at the Emancipation Reclamation and understand how mass immigration, no matter what time in history that you look at, mass immigration, when immigration was high, Black economic prosperity went down. When it was low, Black prosperity went up. It is proven throughout the numbers, and we're going to continue to see a lot of growth now that we're starting to get these deportations. This is why
the only people that don't see the effects of not just illegal immigration, but in immigration overall on the foundational Black American community are people who are shilling for the Democratic Party, who's in favor of mass immigration, mass illegals flooding the zone. Salute Dark Titan, thank you for being here, as well as our brother Reef in the building. Much love to you, family, as well as LaShawn Kent. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. But let's let them continue.
The great replacement theory is something that was uniquely created by white supremacists. My second argument, FBA's hate for illegals is something that allows for white supremacists and even them on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok to champion Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the 14th Amendment.
Donald Trump isn't trying to overturn the 14th Amendment. And he says our hate for illegals. Notice that's how he started this whole damn argument off.
Champion Donald Trump's argument. FBA's hate for illegals is something that allows for white supremacists and even them on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok to champion Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the 14th Amendment. You even see that when Joe started talking, Joe already started trying to explain the way in which the overturning of the 14th Amendment and what he said it is.
Trump is not trying to overturn the 14th Amendment. If anything, if the courts agree with him, well, really, the courts have already basically de facto agreed, basically, by just saying that the lower courts can't stop it. But all he's doing is saying that in order to be an American, you have to have one parent born as a citizen, or one parent who is a citizen at the time of your birth. I don't see where's the problem in that. Because the fact of the matter is the 14th Amendment was directly for us. It was directly for us. And over time, for some reason, these politicians start allowing first businesses to claim the 14th Amendment, as well as immigrants. But if we're going back to the original, that's all us. And then also, he basically said the quiet part out loud. Salute, cool out. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. He basically said the quiet part out loud. FBA's hatred for illegals allows Donald Trump to target all these people using the 14th Amendment to try to overturn it. Basically, what he's saying is if we would have stood up for illegals, Donald Trump wouldn't be doing none of this. Which we know. We know we move the needle. Salute, Classy Cake. Thank you for being here, family. We know we're the needle movers. We know that they're watching us. And he just admitted it because you know this dude's on the inside with the Democrats. We already know he's an insider with the Democrats. Salute to our brother Wild Williams. Thank you for being here, family.
Proving my link argument that they are literally championing overturning or changing the 14th Amendment due for their hate of illegals. That's bad for black folks. The third argument.
Ain't nobody champion overturning or changing the 14th Amendment. We're champion the 14th Amendment being used for its original purpose, which is to solidify the rights and citizenship of foundational Black American and its descendants, the freedmen. Oh, but you would be worried about that because, you know, your girl, I hear she's Latina, not just, Nabisco. I hear she's Latina Nabisco. So you would be a little bit concerned about that. Not just for her, but if anything happens where your citizenship gets taken, you know, for your child too. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Please let me know if I'm incorrect. If you feel that I'm incorrect, I'm open to criticism. I can take it, pause. But that's what it seems like to me.
Is that Trump says he wants to deport the enemy within. Trump says he wants to start with the homegrown criminals. When he met with the president of El Salvador, he says that we might want to send you some money to build some more prisoners because next we're starting with the enemy within. Black people in FBA have allowed themselves to be so lost in the sauce of the hatred of illegals, they're literally forgetting that there's a target on our back as well. We're all.
Who is R? I don't know a person named R. I don't know a person named R. And I'm going to be 100 with you. I don't know any of the people that you guys tend to run around claiming our connection to. The R, the we. I don't know any of them. But just so you know, foundational Black Americans have always had a target on our backs. We have always been the number one target of this white supremacist system. And all of you tether ass folks, y'all didn't have a problem with that. It wasn't until the system came and placed its racism at your doorstep. Now, all of a sudden, foundational Black Americans are the enemies. We don't know our history. We don't know that they're going to be coming after us. Please, Negro, please. You could take that somewhere else, because if this is what you're teaching your students, oh, your students are going to have a horrible day. They're going to have a horrible life.
Already seeing where the Trump administration is literally deporting, quote unquote, illegals that are born and raised here in America. But you don't care about legal, so let's keep it going. Fourth argument: the way in which tethers use, the way in which FBA used the term tether is another link into how it illustrates how FBA is white nationalism and blackface.
How so, Conscious Leroy? I'm interested in your talking point of that. I am all ears to hear how tether ties us into white supremacist talking points. Let's hear what he has to say.
The term anchor baby or tether baby, which has what FBA has remixed to calling tether, is something that shows you how it reflects the same ideology of white nationalists.
How so? You haven't given the how, nor have you given the why you believe such a thing.
Fifth argument: FBA's
Notice how he's going through these arguments, but he's not elaborating on any of them. He's just saying things. Say shitisms.
consistent with its delineations of who is FBA versus who is tether. So Biggie A might say it's FBA because, hey, he made hip hop, he cool. We don't care if he has a Jamaican mother, but if you got a Jamaican.
What? What?
Internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
This dude is stupid as hell. At no point are we giving Biggie Smalls the FBA label due to him being a hip hop artist. And this idiot here just said he created hip hop. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but they can't be well. Oh, I do know what's wrong with them. They're bots, they're agents, they're working for an agenda. Biggie Smalls was Jamaican. There is nothing that he could do to go from being Jamaican to being a foundational Black American. It doesn't work like that. You can't just work your way into being an American freedman. You can't hip hop your way into being an American freedman. What are these people even talking about? What kind of nonsense are these people spreading amongst the internet?
Making mama on TikTok, you might just be called a tether. You see what I'm saying? Malcolm X. Malcolm X's mother is from Grenada.
Notice they keep bringing up Malcolm X and we keep shutting their ass down. Malcolm X, one, wasn't raised by his parents, but he had a FBA father. His upbringing was FBA. He knows nothing about his mother's culture whatsoever. His culture is 100% FBA. He spoke up for 100% FBA. Even when he went to Africa and came back. And he was talking about unity. He said, what? There can be no unity amongst blacks and whites until there's unity amongst Black Americans first. He specifically said that. So these people bringing up Malcolm X's mother, They're grasping for straws. They try to make her the revolutionary and Malcolm X just a part of the stock in which she came. But that's not the case. They're going around saying, well, his parents were Garveyites, this, that, and the third. What does that matter when he wasn't raised around his parents? He didn't know nothing about any type of structure like that until he went to jail and joined the Nation of Islam. So what are we talking about? Everything that Malcolm X became came from the fact that he joined the nation and then evolved.
Now, depending on which FBA you're talking to, they might say he a tether, they might say he FBA. It's not a clear delineation, but
nobody within the FBA community has ever called Malcolm X a tether, ever. I've never heard it. I've never heard it. It's always the tethers trying to convince us that Malcolm X is a tether too, if they're a tether because his mother is from Grenada. I ain't never heard anybody within our circles, and I'm in a lot of those circles. I listen very intuitively. Whether I say something or not isn't the case. I hear, I listen. And I have never been in a circle where anybody who says that they're FBA, who actually are FBA, has ever called Malcolm X a tether. That ain't going to happen because we got way too much respect and admiration for our brother. We are the ones who pushed this holiday of Malcolm X Day, and it's not even nationalized. We're the only ones that keep it alive. May 19th. So let's not get it confused, Conscious Fleroy. This is why nobody trusts you. You are a clown. And the whole internet realm is starting to see it.
Shows you it's a way to discredit Black people's work here in America, to make these different ethnic claims about delineations. Sometimes these different claims about lineage. You feel me? The same way white supremacists do. You feel me?
No, I don't feel you. When it comes to you talking, I don't feel you at all. As a matter of fact, you can call me a paraplegic. I don't feel nothing at all. Shout out to Torian Rain. I feel nothing. These folks here, they really think that because they created a large following on the internet, that they could just go out and say whatever nonsense that goddamn comes to mind. Whatever their handler hands them and say, here, this is your next target. They just come out of nowhere with a bunch of asinine talking points, no real information, no real elaboration, no real participation in some real dialogue. Stokely Carmichael was a writer until he ran. Yeah, exactly. When things got too hot, Stokely Carmichael, the fleer, came out of him. I ain't gonna say that he ain't a writer, but he damn sure showed himself to be a fleer, ain't it? Let's go here, family. I want you to have eyes on this.
We just got done watching the State of Address. I'm still here at the White House, and I got a couple things in my mind. First things first, Biden acknowledged that in my community, we give our kids to talk about how they should react around law enforcement. He backdoored that statement with talking about how great law enforcement is. Think about it.
Now, family, remember what I said? He's literally backstage when it comes to the Democratic Party. That's what he's doing here. He's over there at the State of the Union address when Biden was giving it. Let's let him talk.
So yeah, we just got done watching the State of the Address. I'm still here at the White House, and I got a couple things in my mind. First things first, Biden acknowledged that in my community, we give our kids to talk about how they should react around law enforcement. He backdoored that statement with talking about how great law enforcement is. Think about it. If we have to give our kids talk about how to respond to law enforcement, how is they so good? And you're bringing them up in response to police reform.
Now, notice what he's doing, family. He's at the White House, invited by Joe Biden and Biden's camp. And he's at the White House critiquing Joe Biden and his administration. Does that sound like that's correct? You know, usually they vet these people. Usually they vet these people to make sure that they're not going to go into the White House and they're not going to, you know, do things like this. So you telling me that he was all good? I'm going to be honest with you. You can't tell me that he was all good. What you can tell me is that he was paid to do exactly what he's doing right here. Trying to create a narrative that he is for the people. But the fact of the matter is he isn't. Trying to create the narrative that he is an activist and he's going to tell the truth no matter what. But the fact is he doesn't. He's just like what Amanda Seales says. She says she tells the truth all the time. Lies. This man shows he's a liar in every action that he does. But let's let him finish his rant here.
Nothing ain't sit right with me. While you talking about how great law enforcement is and how most of them is good, the camera person kept on panning into Tyree Nichols' family. Like that shit didn't sit right with me. You see what I'm saying? The last thing though that was kind of good, that I'm gonna end on a good note, you know what I'm saying, is Biden did his thing with talking about the junk mail and talking about how he always paying, you know what I'm saying, fees for hidden stuff. You know,
Biden did his thing talking about the junk mail and the hidden fees. That was the good that he did. The only good thing that he can mention. Interesting.
I'm saying, but listen, how he talked about police brutality, it didn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all ain't invite me to the White House to divorce myself from what I know and what I stand on. Education's elevation. I got some more stuff coming your way. So yeah,
No, they invited you to the White House because you already had clearance there. That's going to be my assumption. Allegedly. I believe that you have clearance there. Family, does this look like he's upset or he was upset with Joe Biden? That doesn't look like a face that didn't like what Joe Biden was doing, does it? That don't look like the face that didn't like what Joe Biden was saying, does it? That looks like the face of a person who's just happy to be there, doesn't it? That looks like a person who's saying, look, I got an in plug to the president. That looks like a person who's enjoying the status of a Democratic shield. That's what that looks like to me. I might be wrong. But don't nobody show that many teeth for a person that they don't like, or when they say something that they don't like. And Conscious Flea was running around here acting like he is a staunch independent. And boy, the Democrats hate to see him coming. The Republicans hate to see him coming. Where the real fact of the matter is that That's not the case. What? That's not the case at all. These Democrats think that they can say they're independent and all of a sudden everybody will believe them. Well, we know better than that. This dude, Conscious Flea, gets caught with Jasmine Crockett trying to convince people to still vote blue no matter who, and you expect me to think that this man is an independent in the very same way that he's sitting there cheesing with Joe Biden, and you expect me to believe that he's an independent? To that I say, hell no. Hell no. Exactly, another Roland Martin. Just a younger, slimmer version. Both tethers, by the way. A whole joke. Exactly. Let's go here. Let's hear what he has to say. Oh, Jasmine, no. If the party is made up of people and we don't participate, that means these people, the foundational Black Americans, we have control on whether or not you get into office or not. It has nothing to do with the people that is made up of. Those people that you speak about when you say the people is made up of, the party is made up of people, those people in which you speak, those are all politicians who are looking to line their pockets using foundational Black Americans as a step stool. When we step away from the party, you can't continue to disappoint us because we don't rock with you as a party. The only thing that we're concerned about is whether we're disappointing ourselves by not getting anything for our votes. Whether we're disappointing our ancestors for not fighting for what's owed to us, but still giving our votes to people such as yourself. That's what the party is made up of. The party is made up of a bunch of politicians. Let me run that back, family. I don't know if y'all heard that, but we're going to go here. I could have swore I switched the screen, but
man, listen. On my mom, I got a lot of other things. You want to say it next? I'm not going to leave on time. So just right here, just to wrap it up. There's a lot of people in my audience that have kind of lost faith in the Democratic Party. Uniquely, they feel a little pessimistic what's going on right now. I know you fight the fight and you're doing your thing. What would you tell my audience that's kind of losing support or losing hope in the Democratic Party uniquely? I feel like there's a lot going on.
I don't think we should ever put our faith in man, period. Whether we're talking about a party or anything else, like that's the first flaw, right? So the thing is, though, you can say that you feel a way about the party, but if the party is made of people and you decide that you are not going to participate, then let me tell you, this party will continue to disappoint you. So I have my own.
Do you see the way this dude is walking around while she's speaking that nonsense? I'm not going to repeat everything that I just said about the party. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that even if you didn't hear the clip. But watch how this dude is walking behind her with the bucking eyes as if she's really eating, as if she's really spitting some type of facts.
On your thing, what would you tell my audience that's kind of losing support or losing hope in the Democratic Party uniquely? I feel like there's a lot going on.
I don't think we should ever put our faith in man, period. Whether we're talking about a party or anything else, like that's the first flaw, right? So the thing is, though, you can say that you feel a way about the party, but if the party is made of people and you decide that you are not going to participate, then let me tell you, this party will continue to disappoint you. So I have my own fair share of disappointments. Please believe I have my own fights, but at the same time, I can never side with white supremacists. And I understand that there is no perfection that is walking on this earth, but
Jasmine, Jasmine, come close. Come close. Not too close because I don't want to smell that weave. I do not want to smell the wig at all. I just imagine what under that wig smells like. But come close enough to where you can understand me here. No matter what party you support a party of white supremacists. It doesn't matter what side you pick. I did a broadcast one day, and the name of the video, for those who didn't see it, you can go back and check it out later. But the name of the video that I did was, when did the Democrats stop being racist? And what I did in that broadcast, I detailed in the timeline from the time of Reconstruction all the way up to the Civil Rights Bill. And at no time, because people love to say that the party switched, that the Democrats turned to the Republicans and the Republicans turned to the Democrats. But at no time throughout that timeline that we went through did we see the Democrats lose their racist ways. It was because of Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat. Matter of fact, let's go back. Damn Woodrow Wilson right now. Andrew Johnson, the Democratic president who snatched back all the land and resources that was given to foundational Black Americans, well, the ones who received that land. After Lincoln freed the slaves, or not freed the slaves because we freed ourselves, but after he signed the Emancipation Proclamation and also snatched all that land away from the slave owners and gave it to foundational Black Americans, it was Andrew Johnson, a Democrat, who came back after Lincoln was assassinated and snatched up all that land and gave it back to those slave owning families. Then the Black Codes was implemented by your boy Woodrow Wilson. Hell, really, Woodrow Wilson is responsible for a lot. When you want to talk about giving power to immigrants and things like that, that wouldn't have happened without Woodrow Wilson. When he allowed, or he let the international bankers into the country and regulate the coin the dollar and regulate the value thereof, taking the right away from Congress. Once again. And that's how you got a lot of immigrant programs and things like that. That's why, to be honest with you. That's also because of people such as, the staunch racists who signed the goddamn Civil Rights Bill, LBJ. And from anywhere in that time frame, those were all Democrats. So at what point did the Democratic Party switch with the Republican Party? They haven't. So when you're talking about serving the white supremacists, you better understand damn well that both sides of the fence is two sides of the same damn dirty pigeon. Two wings. And if you didn't know, the bird is the word. So while you're sitting here talking about, I can't support white supremacists, what do you think you're doing? We know what you're doing because you're using us to do it.
I need to do my part to see where it is that I fit in best. And the best place for me is the Democratic Party. It doesn't mean that it's the perfect place. And that's what you have to decide. If you are okay with somebody consistently trampling on you and acting as if you are less than simply because of how God made you, which is to be wonderfully made, to be clear, what they fear is us and our greatness.
The best place for her is the Democratic Party. Do you know why, family? Because of the fact that the Republican Party is full, got its full quota of coons. It's harder to move up in the Republican Party than it is to move up in the Democratic Party. And with her palling around with George Soros' son, we understand why you say it's the best place for you, because it gives you the opportunity to line your pockets with these different businesses, corporations, and donors. Oh, we're not stupid, Jasmine. You just think we are.
And so I got to side with the people that at least are like, all right, fine.
And like I said, look at this idiot in the back. Just a straight performative idiot. That's what it is. He's a performative idiot. Matter of fact, I got a better word. Matter of fact, let's let Krusty say it.
Send in the clowns.
That's exactly what this dude is. A straight up, all out clown and a coon. Salute DJ Black 909. Thank you for being here, family, as well as SC. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to the both of you.
Black, and we okay with that. I can't side with the people that are saying, let me defund the HBCU. I can't side with the people that are saying, hey, if you get a free lunch in school, never mind, we're going to make sure that the kiddos are not going to be able to eat. I can't side with the people that are okay with increasing the Black wealth gap and making sure that it only increases. And so the only people that are seeing more money in their pocket are the Elon Musk of the world.
Family, what did the Democratic Party do about decreasing the Black wealth gap? What did the Democratic Party do about decreasing the wealth gap? I can tell you things that they did to increase the wealth gap. Like, flooding the zone with illegals, spending billions of dollars to house, feed, and clothe illegals, passing all kinds of nonsense to send billions of dollars overseas. All the things that USA did, all the places that they were putting billions upon billions of dollars, trying to make frogs homosexual and all this other stuff. Transgender frogs, excuse me. I could tell you all the things that they did to increase the wealth gap, but I can't name you not one thing that they did in order to decrease the wealth gap when it comes to foundational Black Americans. So what is Jasmine Crockpot talking about?
It's $8 million a day, while at the same time telling people they get $6 a day to eat, that's too much, so we're going to take that away from you. And for those kids that are on Medicaid, where you're only getting $10 a day so that kids can be safe, we're going to take away maybe a combination of $16 a day for you. But hey, my homie Elon, you're going to keep getting your $8 million a day? Like, I can't side with that nonsense. Yeah.
Family, at this point, our open enemy is sitting here trying to convince us to agree with the open enemy. That's just what it is. They want us to agree to allowing them to oppress us. Just doing it in a nicer way. We're not going to openly be as racist, but we're still going to be racist. We're still going to put everybody above your group and make sure that they are highlighted when it comes to resources. Make sure that they are on every single board when it comes to anything that has to do with doing something for foundational Black Americans. These are the people that's trying to convince us to vote for them in 2026. And they're using people like Conscious Fleroy to do so.
So my point is this. If you're disappointed, then in my opinion, you're probably paying attention. But you have to decide what you are going to do with that disappointment. You can continue to lose or you can decide to win. And the only way, in my opinion...
What do you mean, Jasmine? We're winning. Y'all lost. Y'all lost. And now y'all trying to equate us to losers because you think that y'all didn't win, so we're losers too? No. We're not losing. You lost. Because you didn't do what we told you to. Because you didn't go and bring back the tangibles that we asked you for. But she's trying to convince us that we're losing. Looks like the only people losing are the Tezers and the illegals. At least at this point in time. We can talk about the DC situation. And trust me, we will be talking about the DC situation very, very soon. And I don't even think really the play is for us to lose there either. Not according to some of the reports that are coming out.
That you can win is if you decide to be involved. And that means making this party exactly what it should be. But
actually, we are very involved. See, you people like to think that sitting out anything, not giving people your vote, that means that you're not getting involved. No. Making the conscious decision not to give your vote to a bunch of people who don't want to give you anything for your vote, that is actually participating. That is a form of civics. That is a form of playing the political game. So we are participating. As a matter of fact, we're the number one group at this time who's actually participating intuitively. And it's because we're participating that you guys lost again. Every time we participated. In 2016, you guys lost. In 2024, you guys lost. And in 2026, guess what? You guys are going to lose.
Can't be there without your voice.
Y'all heard what she said. The only thing I want to tell y'all is that the anger y'all have around children, drag queens in the classroom, when we got trained people in the classroom, what is anger when these folks is only talking about taking money from the classroom? What is the manufacturer outrage? I'm gonna start lying and saying, hey, y'all, these drag queens is trying to steal free lunch from y'all kids. Then you might start getting active. You know what I mean? The last thing I would say is education is elevation. I appreciate y'all with the woman right here.
Internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
That's all I hear when I hear this guy talks. Every time he speaks, every time he opens his mouth, that's what I hear. And I gotta be real. I gotta be 100% real. Anybody who listens to this guy is a bumbling buffoon. This dude was sitting here talking about y'all so concerned about drag queens reading to your children. You're damn right, because as parents, that's what you concern yourself with, protecting your children. y'all don't get all riled up for these people. I'm going to start telling y'all that the drag queens are trying to steal your children's lunches. Oh, no, I'm more concerned about them stealing something else from my child. You know, like their innocence. Yeah, I'm more concerned about that, my guy. Them stealing the children's lunches. Oh, that's the least of a parent's worries. It's about stealing the child's innocence. God dang fools. Salute Robert Jones. Thank you for your Cashapp, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold. And I appreciate your contribution, family. Family, like I said, this is the person that they say, or he says, is a independent. No matter what sides is in the wrong, you're going to see me out there calling them out. Yeah, okay.
You can't give me chicken shit and tell me it's chicken salad. And that's exactly what the Texas Republicans trying to do with this congressional remapping. For the people in the back, the state representatives is how you get budget allocations to your district. They constituents.
It's funny that he was just sitting right there with Jasmine Crockpot, and now all of a sudden he's talking about the issue that affects who? Jasmine Crockpot. Do you see the play? Do you see the play? That is COINTELPRO. These folks are sitting here trying to elevate certain people so that they can be pushed into your face and say that these are leaders. So whatever the Democratic Party complains about, just like with the Republican Party, they send out their coons, they send out their tethers. Salute C. Terry. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you and shalom.
With as well as making sure the people in your district is accounted for whenever they try to pass policy. And what they doing right here is making sure every one of those straight lines is where majority Anglo-Texans live, and all the squiggly lines in Austin and Houston and Dallas, that represents where the black and brown people are. Now, as somebody that's born and raised in this state that's always already lived under Republican regimes, I can tell you that they already trying to push this out of the policy-making process. See, gerrymandering can be broken down in two different ways. The concept of packing a district and the concept of cracking a district. And what you see right here is a little bit of both. What we see, for instance, in Harris County, they have broken up the district that allows for different individuals that's not in Harris County to dictate how the individuals that live in Harris County are able to get those budget allocations, are able to be called for in the policymaking system, are able to debate and or make sure policy should not get passed for how it would uniquely impact the people in Harris County.
Family, they've been doing the same damn thing since, I don't know, 100 years now, something like that. The exact same thing, not just Republicans, Democrats. Republicans and Democrats play the same damn game. When the Republicans are in power, they redistrict. When the Democrats are in power, they redistrict. I was just talking about this on a space that I was on with our brother Black Alpha last night. How there's a city in Delaware that literally has never had a Republican representative. Like, we know that this happens on both sides, but it's just so convenient that now that Jasmine Crockett got redistricted out of her own district, that now that Jasmine Crockett's, donors have been taken out of her district, the businesses, the airports, and all this other stuff, she's crying about losing those businesses in her district. She's saying the loud part. She's saying the quiet part out loud. She's concerned about her pockets. Those donors who she gives, relaxed type of regulations and things like that too. Those people, they fund these elections in order to have a persons such as Jasmine in their pockets. Now, in Texas, you don't have to live in a district that you're actually representing. So what is the real problem here? The problem for Jasmine, at least, is that they put so many more black folks into her district while removing all those businesses, all those so-called quote unquote allegedly donors who would be lining her pockets. This is a politician's game on both sides of the fence. Don't get it confused.
Reason a lot to you at all. Do you see the incoherency of the way they've drawn these maps? And that's the reason why Texas Democrats is doing what they're doing, because they see the chicken shit for what it is. Giving a master splinter, Donatello Trump, what he asking for, 5 congressional seats at the expense of black people representation, of brown people representation. Then they will insult our intelligence saying that this map was drawn bipartisanly and not by race. Republicans been getting the majority of Anglo's votes nationally since 1964.
What does that matter, conscious? Matter of fact, unconscious Fleroy. What does that matter? So has the Democrats. Let's be very clear about that. Exactly. Another tool broken by white supremacy. Absolutely. And trust me, he's going to get that ABK. That nonsense that he out here spewing, he's definitely going to get that ABK. But family, we're all out here saying the same things about unconscious Fleroy, excuse me. Like I said, there's only going to be so long that people just allow you to talk nonsense to them. It's only going to be so much that people will take. And when it comes to foundational Black Americans, the American free, nobody really is taking it. Everybody's now starting to call this dude out. Let's go here, family.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna. Conscious Lee ain't nothing but another Charleston white man. He just say whatever the hell, get him some clicks. Like, like let's just take his name for instance. Right when he first came out as Conscious Lee, he was a hotep. That's why he went so hard on the whole gay pride and all that. He started supporting them because at first he was against it because he was a hotep. Now all of a sudden, but then he never changed his name. He never changed his name from Conscious. Yeah, okay. So that just tell you what you need to know about Conscious Lee, bro. So for him to come on this internet and say, yeah, I'm from America. I was born in America and I'm black, but I ain't no FBA. I don't believe in FBA ideology. Yeah, you just you stupid, bro. You just said you was FBA. FBA ain't got nothing to do with no code, no ideology, none of that shit. It's about where you're born. Just like people are Haitian, just like people are Jamaican, just like people are, that's all it is. I mean, you can just say you're Black American. It's not a code. Stop being stupid.
All she gets is church chicken. Okay. Family, like I said, it's not just us calling this dude out. You got really these racially ambiguous folks getting together calling out this dude too. Like, let's go here.
We see
what's the methodology?
What's the methodology? I don't know the methodology. We can click it and find it out. I don't need to know the methodology to kick your ass from this debate, though.
Hey, you lost in the sauce of intellectual ability when you cannot even recite, remember, or know your own methodology of your study. Although he did hold his ground, I don't think Tyler Bluntman really made the point of why the methodology is so important when it comes to validating studies. The reason Tyler wanted you to explain the methodology of your study is because if Tyler sees an error in the methodology, your study is automatically discredited. For an example, if I wanted to calculate the race disparity in the NBA and I only studied one team out of the whole entire NBA and attribute that race disparity to the whole entire NBA, does that make my study valid? Of course not, because my methodology is flawed. But to go deeper in this, let me teach you something, Lee. There's a thing called epistemology, which is a philosophical term, which is the study of knowledge and how do you know something. So if you put forward a study that makes the absolute claim that there is racial injustice and I ask you, how do you know? And you cannot properly articulate to me, how do you know? Then your study is automatically discredited.
Damn. You got this young, ambiguous boy here. He can't be over 18, 19, maybe. Youngster. Just literally shut down Conscience Flea's and whole argument. And not just his argument, but apparently he shut down his whole damn degree. You can't talk about your methodology, then you have no methodology. It's because your situation is trash. I'm going to run that back just a little bit so we
to
can
explain
hear that
the
again.
methodology of your study is why the methodology is so important when it comes to validating studies. The reason Tyler wanted you to explain the methodology of your study is because if Tyler sees an error in the methodology, your study is automatically discredited. For an example, if I wanted to calculate the race disparity in the NBA and I only studied one team out of the whole entire NBA and attribute that race disparity to the whole entire NBA, does that make my study valid? Of course not, because my methodology is flawed. But to go deeper in this, let me teach you something, Lee. There's a thing called epistemology, which is a philosophical term, which is the study of knowledge and how do you know something. So if you put forward a study that makes the absolute claim that there is racial injustice and I ask you, how do you know? And you cannot properly articulate to me, how do you know? Then your study is automatically discredited.
Family, this is from a kid, basically, talking to somebody who claims he has 2 masters and an undergrad degree in African American studies. This is a young kid, relatively in comparison to myself. This is a young kid talking to somebody with 2 masters in the undergrad in African American studies. The dude is a clown, ladies and gentlemen. Unconscious Fleroy is a clown, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So why do you think that this clown thought he would be the perfect person to come out and give a rubber stamp to another clown and say she's down? Oh, yes, family. Now we have to go over to DC. Everybody knows what's going on with DC, with Trump federalizing DC. We got to talk about it, because what's been happening is that, the popo out there has been appeasing the white supremacists by harassing Black Americans out there. Don't know if they're foundational, but, Black Americans, well, the ones that I do know that are foundational, they've been holding it down. Shout out to them, because they're not out there acting scared. They're calling a lot of these folks down. They're calling them all out. They're pulling them down to their sides and letting them know, hey, that's nonsense. You over here harassing us, messing with us. They're getting it on camera, all that stuff. Cool. However, some people are taking this as an opportunity to go out there and create new activists. They're looking at this as an opportunity to create new activists. So let's go here, family. Y'all remember I spoke about this person on my broadcast several times. A woman who claims to be the pro-ho activist. A girl by the name of Afina, But shout out to our brother Black Alpha, who has coined her a Fleena. A Fleeny? A Fleeny. That's her name. A Fleeny. Well, apparently, they sent young Afleeny out to DC once again. Oh, in case y'all don't know, let me make sure I put this up for a second. Hold on, family. Give me a second. Give me a second. So this dark-skinned woman to the left here, this is a Fleeny, the pro-ho activist, holding a sign that says "Liberate abortion." But we're going to get into her. We're going to get a good reminder on who this Afleeny woman is, guaranteed. But let's go here.
I want people to know that this is a fascist takeover of DC, and that our youth are going to be directly impacted by this. Get out of the way! It doesn't fucking matter about me. I will be fine. Our kids will not be.
This video really pissed me off this morning. Everything we've been told about harsh and unusual punishment, either A, don't apply during fascist takeover, or B, has never applied to black women. The woman y'all seen in that video being arrested is a fiend, and on my grandfather's grave, she 10 toes down for the struggle.
Family. We already established this man as a known liar. We already established this man to be oppish. And this man thinks that he has the power to rubber stamp somebody just because he said on my grandfather's grave? No, sir. Not at all. Salute the man and my sister. I am Kiera in the building. Much love to the both of you. Thank you for being here. This will show you how much of a narcissist this guy is. Look what he got on the back wall. Goddamn picture of himself. Right next to who? Huey P. Newton. You know who else did that? I said it on my broadcast once before. Jasmine Crockpot, where she was sitting there giving an interview and you looked in her office, she had a picture of herself next to a picture of Shirley Chisholm. Oh, yeah. Salute Patricia Green. Thank you for being here, family. Let's let them continue.
Roll the clip. Afeni was lawfully recording the interaction between Metro Police and 3 DC youth. Afeni paid her fare into the turnstile to get a better view of the cops interrogating. Within 5 minutes, they had drastically escalated and they had put a boot in her face and sprayed her with pepper spray. The community alert. Tonight, the Metro Transit violently escalated and began to stop as an illegal fare evasion. Afeni was taken to the Howard University Hospital for the treatment of her injuries. We're awaiting updates on her condition and demand her immediate release. We're calling the community show up for Afeni with love.
Family, this man is reading a script. Listen to this man. Notice he's looking down. He's not looking into the camera like he normally does. Hold on.
Lee ain't nothing but another Charleston white man.
Hold on. Let's get into this.
Manner can be broke down in 2 different ways.
Notice he's looking into the camera directly.
The concept of packing a district and the concept of cracking a district. And what you see right here is a little bit of both. What we see, for instance, in Harris County.
But when you get here, after the video clip goes off, he's looking down and he sounds, everything that he's saying is sounding scripted to me. Notice, He's following. Follow his eyes. Nah, they should have kept her narrow ass locked up. They should have deported her. They should have given her over to ICE. He was just reading right there as well. Oh, I'm sorry, family. Let's go back here. My bad.
University Hospital for the treatment of her injuries. We're awaiting updates on a condition in demand. Free her. Sorry, I was trying to read it. Her immediate release. We're calling the community show up for Afeni with love, solidarity, and presence. Free her. Sorry, I was trying to read it fast for y'all, but I hope y'all paying attention. American citizens are having the military sicked on them in their city of residence because the president manufactured a narrative around crime.
Why is he continuing to read these things? If he believed this, if he felt this, wouldn't this just be organic? Wouldn't it just flow off the tongue? But no, I guess not.
Are having the military sicked on them in their city of residence because the president manufactured a narrative around crime. And because individuals believe that black folks are inherently criminal, everybody bought into the narrative. Everybody that matters anyway. Afeni, that black woman was there protecting the youth. When she went to jail, no matter how much.
She was protecting the youth by doing what? Recording? We're going to get into that.
Hurt she was in, no matter how much pepper spray was in her eyes, she still was talking about the youth. Calling all black liberals, all black leftists, all the ADOS, all the FBA.
Get your man.
What the hell? Don't you try to call us into this, Mr. I'm going to disrespect foundational black Americans at every turn. Mr. We're a hate group, a cult. Mr. Oh, I want to battle, take down the FBAs. Don't you call on us. No, sir.
Get somebody else to do it.
And this is how it goes. They're trying to convince us to gather around this woman and make her a de facto leader. They're trying to do the same damn things that they did with Black Lives Matter. And we saying, hell no. Hell no.
All the Hebrew Israelites, all of the groups about the black shit. Where we at? You gonna let the orange man brutalize our community while we argue about theory, policy, and philosophy? What we doing? Lastly, if they give her a bond, I definitely got some money on sis bond. Do you? Education is elevation, y'all. Let's lock in.
All right. So he thought he was the person to do that. And he thought that that was going to give her the rubber stamp. Because we don't rock with Afeni. Not a Fleeny. We don't rock with a Fleeny at all. We have a very, very long memory when it comes to a Fleeny and a lot of people. So let's go over here.
There's nothing you can do to make them better fucking people. Because good people don't take fucking jobs like that. Good people don't want to beat on folks and shoot people in their fucking neighborhoods. Good people don't want to take fathers out of their fucking homes. Good people don't want to fucking criminalize mothers for trying to feed their fucking children. Good people don't fucking do that. So at the end of the day, thank you, officer, for showing who the fuck y'all motherfuckers really are. A bunch of fucking shitbags in a uniform. Fucking waste of space, goddamn disgraces in a fucking uniform.
Family, does it sound like a community activist? Does it sound like a leader? This is a Fleeny. And this was a few years back. But notice this little logo here. She's a part of an organization called Harriet's Wildest Dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is Panamanian and Jamaican. Why is she part of an organization called Harriet's Wildest Dreams? Let's let her continue.
Fuck y'all. As a woman who fucking served this dumb ass country, I'm fucking pissed.
Served where? What did you serve? Did you serve ice cream and cake or something? What did I miss? This woman is never talking about serving anywhere. This is the only time I've ever heard this woman talking about serving the country. But let's get into it.
And Serena made an amazing point. She said, I'm fucking angry. I'm frustrated. And all I can fucking do is stand here and cry. And I felt like that for the past 2 years since I started doing this shit. It's not enough anymore. It's not enough anymore to just continue to gather and do shit like this. Like, we have to hold these motherfuckers accountable. I'm tired of just cussing them out. I'm ready for these bitches to start dropping badges. I'm ready for them to start losing their pensions, losing their futures, losing their families and their livelihoods, just like all of the 2.3 million people that are incarcerated in this fucking country. I want them to experience that shit. Because that's the fuck you've been putting our fucking society through since your fucking inception. Slave catchers, enforcers, property protectors that don't give a fuck about the people that fucking give them our fucking money for new fucking cruisers, for tanks. But yeah, here they are, shooting us in the street. When we asked them for a fucking report, they had to go in that building damn near 3 times to get a sheet of fucking paper that we paid for.
All right, family, I played that clip first because if you wasn't a part of the foundational Black American community, if you didn't listen to the new Black media, then what you would probably think is when you heard that, it's like, oh, damn, that girl is spitting. She's actually telling some truths there. But you got to understand something, family. What did Black Lives Matter do? Black Lives Matter gained their notoriety off of what? Black death. Black male death, to be more specific. And this is nothing different. This is nothing different. She's out there screaming and cussing and doing all this stuff to try to seem so passionate. But it's all an act. It's all an act, and I'm going to prove it's an act. This was also, y'all might not remember this woman here at this point in time, but I'm pretty sure you'll remember this one.
Trigger warning, but suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death among teenagers in America. So if these motherfuckers are so pro-life, wouldn't you think that they want to invest in social services like mental health care? If 1 in 5 children under the age of 5 years old in America are food insecure, you don't think they pay for food assistance in this motherfucker? This is not about being fucking pro-life. That shit is about making sure that we are too fucking poor to fight
The pro-ho activist says her abortion saved her life. Now, family, I'm not here to point fingers, to blame, or talk stuff about anybody who's had an abortion. But when you're going around with the title of the pro-ho activist, what makes you think that I believe that that abortion saved your life and you just wasn't, out there in the streets doing what a pro-ho would probably be doing? And here's the thing, I'm not against abortion. I'm against abortion as a contraceptive. Now, if it comes down to life and death, then the doctor needs to do what the doctor needs to do. But when it comes to the situation at hand in which you're speaking of, that's not the scenario. And she was out here saying it loud and proud. Oh, you guys care about the children, then how come there's no mental health for children? What about isms?
If I had not had an abortion at the age of 22, I would not be standing here to fucking have this conversation with all of y'all.
Yeah, because you would probably be a mother somewhere, I don't know, teaching your children what. You definitely wouldn't have the time to be a goddamn plant. Because that's what she is. She's a damn plant. Yeah, with a dirty toilet mouth. Shout out to our brother Damon Reeves for that. Absolutely. If I didn't have my abortion at 22, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you. Unless that baby was going to literally unalive you and it became a dangerous situation, I don't believe that's life concerning.
I would not have been able to advocate for my people and fight for my community because I was not, well off enough or financially stable enough to support myself and a child. And let's be very clear.
She said what it really was. She was not financially stable enough to support herself as a child and a child. At 22, she got pregnant, had an abortion because she didn't have the funds to support a child. Not because it endangered her life. Interesting.
Making the decision to get an abortion was one of the hardest things I've ever made in my life. So it's not that people make this decision just be fucking cuz. It's a very painful experience to have a miscarriage.
Ma'am, you didn't say anything about a miscarriage. You said you had an abortion. Because you didn't have the funding to take care of yourself and that child. Now you're talking about miscarriages? Well, which one is it? Did you have a miscarriage? Did you have an abortion?
So who the hell would do that for no reason? There are very real reasons why women and non-binary people in this country do not want to take these people.
All right, family. If you didn't remember her from there, I'm about to really wake you up because I'm sure you'll remember this.
Just happening to say that the CIA is scrolling on their phone, on their belly with their feet kicked up, twirling their hair, watching y'all do their work for them. Dear God, hey, they is giggling and sniggling, child, watching y'all do the work of destroying Black and Palestinian solidarity all by yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. The pro-ho activists coming out saying that foundational Black Americans, because we decided to sit out every damn protest because we decided not to run to the aid of anybody. We said everybody's on their own, and everybody was asking, where's the Black Americans? When god dang Palestine and Israel got into it, and we was like, yeah, foundational Black Americans, we're chilling, minding our business, our FBA business. It's a grand time. She was one of the first people to come out and try to say, oh, y'all ruining Black American and Palestinian solidarity, when we've already known for decades there's been no solidarity between anybody, let alone the Palestinians. But she damn sure came out and tried to make sure she was spreading that COINTELPRO's talking point nonsense, the gibberish, the tether babble. That was her. Yes, sir.
Let me preface everything I'm about to say by saying it does not matter whether Palestinians are anti-Black or not. They don't deserve to be genocided. You know?
I just wanted to pause that part right there, family. Matter of fact,
watching y'all do the work of destroying Black and Palestinian solidarity all by yourselves. Let me preface everything I'm about to say by saying it does not matter whether Palestinians are anti-Black or not. They don't deserve to be genocided. You know?
I tell people all the time, these people are utter idiots. They make points that contradict the next point.
Black and Palestinian solidarity goes all the way down.
They make points that contradicts the next points. Right? So she said the CIA is kicked back watching, twirling their finger in their hair and kicking their feet, watching foundational Black Americans destroy Black and Palestinian solidarity all by ourselves. And then she turns around right after and said, it doesn't matter if Palestinians are anti-Black. They don't deserve to be genocided. One, we never said they do. We just said that's not our fight. But you just contradicted yourself, because how can we destroy the solidarity all by ourselves when you just admitted that they're anti-Black, which means there is no solidarity. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about these people. These folks come out with some sort of nonsensical talking points every single time they hit the internet. But let's let her continue.
The civil rights movement, whether it is Malcolm X's views on Palestinian liberation, whether there's a Black Panther Party that 60% of Black people said they were proud of at the time, or 46% of Black people also said the Black Panther Party represented their values and their views. These people were anti-imperialist and they were pro-Palestinian liberation.
None of them was pro-Palestine. They was, first and foremost, let me be very clear, and I really, really hate when people take our elders, the people who fought for our goddamn civil rights and everything else that they fought for here for us, then try to make them pro-Palestine or pro-something outside of America when they're not here to speak for that themselves. The Black Panthers wasn't running around here talking about free Palestine. They wasn't. And yes, the Black Panthers worked with other groups, but that's because we were the dominant in the society at the time. Well, in our neighborhoods, and they were putting all these people in our neighborhoods. So as we built movements, those other people benefited from our movements, but those movements had nothing to do with those other people, whether being Mexican, whether being Palestinian, whether being goddamn Chinese or Japanese or any other ease. Those people benefited from what we were already doing for ourselves and our people, not for those people specifically. These people need to stop doing this nonsense. Shout out to Shabazz American Freedman. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you.
And it's because the same school of thought that says that Black people deserve to die because of insert bullshit reason here is the same school of thought that is bringing y'all to say that because Palestinians are quote unquote anti-Black, we shouldn't care about their lives. It's the
No, it is not the same. Insert line here, reasons. Let me rephrase that. It is not the same frame of thought or thinking that allows people to say it's okay for Black Americans to be killed because of insert line here, that we can't go around saying, hey, these people have disrespected us and didn't give a damn about us being killed or genocided for way too long. All they cared about was benefiting off of us, and so they can handle their own problems. That is not the same type of thinking. We're not saying it's okay to target these people for mass genocide. We're not advocating for these people to be mass genocided. We're saying we're not going to go running and putting on a cape for people who's been anti-us, who's been a part of that same oppressive system here in America when it comes down to us. What the hell is this woman talking about? I don't know if this woman's smoking that good or what, but it damn sure seems like it.
same mindset, and it's sick. Culture influences politics. It is not a mistake that they are literally putting into the cultural understanding that Palestinians do not deserve solidarity, because they know that our solidarity as Black and Palestinian people is powerful and it is threatening to U.S. hegemony.
How? How? Where were they in solidarity with us? Anywhere during our history? Where? I think so. I think so, my sister. She might be smoking on some of that laced. It might have had some LSD, maybe a little sprinkle of some PCP. I don't know.
Period. If we live in a world where it is okay to literally exterminate a marginalized group of people, then not a single marginalized person on this earth stands a chance against the empire. Period. Your rights cannot be built on the backs of the suffering of other people, because at the end of the day, as long as those people are dehumanized, so are we. As long as those people are not.
Family.
We? We.
First and foremost, we have nothing to do with them. So it ain't no we. Second of all, you said we can't build our liberation off the backs of somebody else, but yet these folks can come to America and build their liberation off of our backs? Build a whole wealth class off our backs? We? There is no we. Those people are anti-Black American. And you're telling us that we need to go and put on a goddamn cape and an army vest in order to go and fight for them. You know, let me ask you this, because she said in the first clip that I played that she fought for this country. If you fought for this country, then it shouldn't be that hard to take your ass over there to Palestine and help them fight for theirs. You made it very clear that you don't like the imperialism here. You made it very clear that you're in solidarity with Palestine. but you haven't made it clear that you're putting on your fatigues and heading over there in order to help them fight this war, did you? Did you? Nah, it's real quiet on that end.
We are not living in a liberated society, period. This is the last little thing I'm gonna say. But y'all are more mad at people that are advocating against genocide than y'all are about the actual institutions and systems of fascism that this country is built upon. Hillary Clinton.
Don't nobody give a damn about you advocating for genocide, but you ain't about to freaking sit here and try to shame us or bully us into doing the same thing. Especially for a group of people who literally participates in our genocide. Our genocide is actively happening here. We're fighting off a genocide. You ain't saying nothing when it comes to that. When we're fighting one war here, you don't go give your attention to someone else's war somewhere else. That makes absolutely no sense because you will always be fighting that enemy when you go home. You concentrate on the enemy within your house. You don't go fly across the damn world. Fly across the world to concentrate on someone else's enemy. When you're talking about war, there's a saying when it comes to certain situations about watching your enemies fight it out. When you are watching your two enemies war with each other, you stay out of it. Somebody will finish the other off. Who it is none of our business because we're still fighting our war as well. So no, you ain't going to sit here and try to convince us to go and be advocates for someone else's genocide who's actually here participating in ours.
Did not lose the 2016 election because of people voting for third parties. She lost because of the Electoral College. Homelessness did not get criminalized out of thin air. That was because of the Supreme Court. Women's rights, Supreme Court. Everything else that we've seen during this Democratic administration has been because of the fascist institutions that this country is built upon. And the Democratic administration did nothing to mitigate any of those harms, period. Because they're building 60 cop cities across the country. And those cop cities will also cross-train with the Israeli occupation forces. Those are your tax dollars. That's going to be going to that. The same system that killed Sonia Massey is the same exact system of oppression that is killing Palestinians right now.
Notice how she tries to tie in our sister Sonia Massey with those folks over there. Even if they're tied to the same system, guess what? We're in the heart of it. We're in the heart of it. So much so that those people flee from over there to come over here to the heart of it. Because they're not going to be treated over here the way they're treated over there. And they also get protection under the classification of white. Let's make this very plain. So don't try and connect our sister to anybody over there because our sisters couldn't go nowhere and get protected under that same classification that they come here to get that protection under. Salute Drew Laston. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, fam.
That's how linked our struggles are. That's how interconnected our struggles are. So as long as y'all continue to do the work of the CIA, as long as y'all continue to put nationalism above solidarity, above humanity, we are going to continue to be oppressed, period.
So this is the Aflini. This is the Aflini chick. Oh, I'll remind you a little bit more about some dumb shit she said. Excuse my French. Let's go here.
Just happening to say,
If all African peoples across the globe united to demand reparations from the West, we could end this empire today.
Remember what I said? Your chin baby up like this. Because in America, they call that terrorism. All right? And we're not doing that.
I want people to know that this is a fascist takeover.
Just happened to say, if all
Family? Yes, she is on the payroll. So we've seen the clips of her getting arrested and having her little sound bite, literally saying whatever they wrote for her to say, as she's so quote unquote pepper spray. I truly believe that they really didn't pepper spray her. I believe that this is all a freaking ploy, to be honest with you. I believe if she was pepper sprayed, it was water in the pepper spray bottle. That's how connected I believe that she is into the CIA nonsense. But to be honest with you, she says CIA. I'm saying FBI because FBI works on American soil, not the CIA. So yeah, I feel she's connected. But let's see what the hell she was arrested for. Because she said she was just there to record Black American youths who were being harassed by the po-po. Well, let's see if the pro-ho was telling the truth.
For what? For what? I just scanned my fucking card. Right. You just saw me scan my fucking card. Get the fuck out of my face.
Let me see your ID.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Let me see your ID.
I don't have it. Get out of my face. Because I just scanned my fucking card. You just watched me.
One more time.
Did you just watch me scan my card?
Let me see your ID.
Okay, let me see my citation. But all y'all just watch me scan my card, right? I don't have it. I just said I don't have it. Get the fuck out of my face.
Let me see your card.
I don't have. No, I don't have to show you shit. Give me my citation. Give me my citation. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Here. For what? For what?
Come on, call Nene. Call Nene right now. Open up.
Now, family, notice how it goes from her recording to now someone else recording. The recorder has a cameraman. The cameraman has a cameraman. Where you see that at? I remember where I used to see that at. I used to see that a lot with the Black Lives Matter people. A whole lot. Exactly. She's extremely disrespectful. Salute to our sister Priscilla Taylor. She said, do y'all know they have agencies that pay people to cause problems? It's big money too. Yeah, it's called false flagging. It's called false flagging. And yeah, I know for a fact and it's not just paying them, but like I said, when I said they pay these social media influencers, now you're seeing when I say false flagging, the social media influencers are getting some of that false flagging money too. Pre-rehearsed, yeah. That's what I feel. All that mouth. It's like she was trying to antagonize, ain't it?
Open the door.
Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Stay back.
Come on, call Nene. Call Nene right now. Open the door.
Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Stay back.
Come on, call Nene. Call Nene right now.
This is what you're here for. If that's this person and you're jumping on them. Are you proud of yourself? This
Hey, man, she ain't no threat, man.
Yeah, that's wild. Y'all see that? What did she do?
Now, family, they said that she was there recording police harassing Black youths. However, notice what you don't see in any of these video clips. You don't see the police talking to any black youths before or after she is snatched up. You see police, she's recording police. But where's the youth?
That's what I'm saying, man. She now ain't no threat. They just detained the female. She wasn't even. When I was on the phone with you, she was on the other side of the thing. I'm thinking she just recorded the one cop just pepper spray. Oh. This is what you're here for. It's not this person.
Yeah, you want to pose? Sir, can we get your badge number?
S208.
Thank you.
Notice it's the same old performative nonsense that they do whenever ICE comes around. Oh, they start recording. All of a sudden, they big, bad, and bold and want to talk shit to the police. Can we get your badge number? Tell me that this wasn't orchestrated, and I would have to call you a liar. I would have to suspect that you're lying. Family, it reminds me, and shout out to our brother Black Alpha for reminding me about this situation last night in the space. It reminds me of that dude D-Ray McKenzie from Black Lives Matter. Y'all remember that guy? The guy who would just show up all the time to every protest, and then he would just get arrested. And every time he get arrested, he always seemed to be camera ready. Here's the clip.
Look at the city police. You're under arrest.
What?
Don't fight me. Don't fight me. Don't fight me.
I'm under arrest, y'all.
Back up. I got something.
What was his crime? What was his crime? What was his crime? Why is he being arrested? Why is he being arrested? Why is he being arrested? Why is he being arrested right now? Why is he being arrested?
Where's Netta?
Go catch her.
DeRay just got arrested. Yeah. DeRay just got arrested from behind. They ran up on him.
Yeah, that was that D-Ray guy from Black Lives Matter that was literally getting put into, well, really, I want to say he had inroads with the Democratic Party. You would look everywhere. You would see him with Obama. You would see him on goddamn, what's that, The Tonight Show and things like that. They were really pushing this dude. And our brother my brother Black Alpha, he posted this. I got to give him a shout out to this post. Looks familiar. Somebody tell the Democrats their photo op protesters aren't going to work, because I'm the number one activist and I say so. Salute to our brother. These are simultaneous pictures. I don't say simultaneous. That means they're taken at the same time. But these are two sides of the same coin when it comes to these type of pictures. She made sure to recite what they told her to, and he made sure to stay photo ready. These even taking a knee. Stay woke. Family, when I say D-Ray, he ended up getting exposed. He ended up getting exposed just like Black Lives Matter got exposed. But D-Ray got exposed in another way. D-Ray got exposed during the WikiLeaks. Yeah. When the WikiLeaks dropped, D-Ray was named in the WikiLeaks as a possible asset. Y'all think I'm joking? Let's go here. This is the WikiLeaks. I'm going to click to enlarge it. From Jordan Vaughn, excuse me. Monday, May 16th, 2016, 11:14 a.m. Subject, D-Ray McKinson. Hey, team, can we please vet D-Ray McKinson 1006-83684 to act as a surrogate for us at a Young's professional event, possibly featuring the chair? Thank you. Jordan C. Vaughn, National AALC Finance Director, Democratic National Conviction. Committee. No, I said conviction. These people need to be convicted. So, yeah, absolutely busted. And this was the guy showing up at every damn protest. This is the guy who's sitting taking pictures with Obama and all this other stuff. So, family, when you have these people at the White House, when you have these people just all of a sudden just popping up in front of FBAs and people are saying these are leaders, these people are 10 toes down for you. No, 9 times out of 10, they've been vetted somewhere. Oh, yeah. You're right, my sister Sharon. You jumped ahead of me. They both said call someone named Nene. We're going to get to who Nene is, my sister. We're going to get exactly into who Nene is. And if you haven't done so yet, like and share. Let's go here, family. Because after seeing this, that they, vetted D-Ray to work for the Democrats? Then we come to the releasing of a Feeney. This doesn't even make any sense, to be honest. Let's go here, family. She's going to get released, but she's getting released from the courthouse of the District of Columbia. She's not getting released from a detention center. I know all the jails in DC are federal. But are you telling me that they arrested her and took her directly to the district courthouse? I'm confused. But they damn sure trying to make it look like she is not only a hero for what happened, but that foundational Black Americans just embraced her when she was released. Watch the optics on this, family. Family, do you notice something? Did you notice what I noticed? Look what she's wearing. And let's go back here. Look what she's wearing here.
Call Nene right now. Open the door.
She is not wearing the same clothes, is she? She's in a white jumpsuit. They don't give you a white jumpsuit when you get taken into custody. And if this is the moment where she was actually bailed out, she's coming out in the change of clothes, and she's coming out of the district courthouse, not a jail. Something just ain't right. Now notice, family. Do you notice there's very little black folk around? The bulk of the people who's cheering her on are Nabiscos. Did y'all notice that? Very little FBAs out there, if any. Very little. Yeah. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing whatsoever. Exactly. She was in a mental home. That's possible. That is highly damn possible. Exactly. Ain't nothing but a Nabisco party. I don't see any black people at all either. I see very little in those. I assume they looking like they can be some tethers. I'll tell you, these activists, now she's breaking out into fake tears as if she had a very stressful ordeal. Yeah, very questionable indeed. For what? What did she do to make all of you guys come out, cheer her on, and then start screaming, "We love you, we love you, we love you"? Exactly. Phony. Manufactured. This is manufactured. They made sure to have this out because they want her to look like all the community came together and dubbed her the newest activist in the community. Flee like you. Flee like you. Oh. Family, I guarantee you this is your Democratic Party. Because these damn show is your peoples of colors, along with your Nabiscos.
You want to get it? You want to Go to the shade. Take them to the shade.
So now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, the pepper spray is still burning my eyes. Ma'am, you were sprayed at night inside of a goddamn subway terminal. Then you were held in custody, and if you were held in custody for the right amount of time, you didn't get out until the next day, most likely, if they gave you bail. You got out the next day. Hell, even if they give you OR, if they let you out on your own recognizance, it wouldn't be until probably the next day. So those that whole situation with the eyes burning, that would have went away already. Especially because you were taken immediately to a medical facility. Exactly. Optics. It's all about theatrics. As the stomach turns. You've been pepper sprayed before? Shit don't last a whole 24 hours. Hey, like I said, the math ain't mathing, my boy. Somebody's in here trying to make a fool out of us. Somebody is out here trying to make a fool out of us. All right, family. All right. We got to get to some of the little fake. Like I said, these folks are out here trying to push this through the algorithm. So while they're trying to push this through the algorithm, while they're trying to make this woman the next Actorvist, people were asking questions. Who the hell is Nene? I asked that question. Who the hell is Nene? Well, I came across this video here.
What happened? You were there.
Yes.
Athena's free.
First and foremost, Athena is free, y'all. Athena is free. Athena is free because we do not leave our people to be kidnapped and taken by the state. We are building the infrastructure for liberation right here, baby.
That's right.
We had people ready on site. We had child support. We had the things that we needed. She is here. She's safe. She's free. She's with us. The fight not over. There's still more to do. But for today, her body is safe. She's here with us. So emergency youth curfew zone is enacted in Navy Yard for 3 days. Federalization just happened on Monday. They have been snatching youth left and right, left and right. So we go watch the cops. We want to see what the force is like, particularly in this youth curfew zone. We start from 7 p.m. We go through curfew because curfew starts at 8 p.m. And there's MPD, there's Metro Police, there's Homeland Security, there's FBI. There are all these different federal agencies. Every single corner had a cop car on it, sometimes two. I really feel like the local police forces feel like their territory is infringed upon. And because of that, they're going around basically beating their fucking chests like, oh, I got this, this is my territory, this is my city. Sergeant Deal with Metro Transit drastically escalated, brutalized, pepper sprayed, slammed Afeni on the fucking ground. There is no grounds for that. Absolutely no grounds for that for fare evasion, alleged fare evasion. We have to do something different. And you know what gives me hope? These people right here.
Right.
These people who showed up and said, not in my city, we keep each other safe.
Now, family, once again, you're seeing this Harriet's wildest dreams. So I Googled it. I Googled the organization and I wanted to know a little bit about the organization. So I bring you to their website. This is Harriet's Wildest Dreams. And of course, I want to know about. So let's go to the founders. After a combined 5 years of service and commitment to the Black Lives Matter DC chapter, to the Black Lives Matter DC chapter, and the Black Lives Matter, the BLM Global Network, we, Nene Taylor, Makai Green, and Kuana Johnson, excuse me, family. 1 second. Screen jumping. Give me a second. All right. And Kuana Johnson has fully transitioned from the organization to begin the next chapter of our journey as organizers in the movement for Black Lives and Liberation in the DMV. We would like to take a moment to share our powerful history in the movement. Nene Taylor, born and raised in Washington, D.C., is our moderate day Harriet Tubman. Family, why does all of these tethers use our ancestors to further themselves? These folks knew Black Lives Matter was on the downward trajectory. And instead of riding with the ship, sinking with the ship, they jumped off the ship and created a whole different ship. And let me ask you, who do you think they're funded by? If Black Lives Matter was funded by George Soros. Don't worry, I'll wait. She is the executive director of Harriet's Wildest Dreams. Notice, tethers running this organization say they're Harriet's Wildest Dreams. Not the people that's fighting for the descendants in which Harriet belonged to. These tethers in which Afeni belongs to. Afeni. She is the executive director of Harriet's Wildest Dreams and the conductor for direct action, rapid response, and community aid. She is also the leader in the DMV Black Mama Bailout and the former Direct Action Corps organizer with Black Lives Matter DC. Her work focused on building power collectively with marginalized communities while transforming the system that oppress all Black people. All Black people. Kuana Johnson is a mother, daughter, sister, and aunt, and a conductor of legal defense at Harriet's wildest dreams. Kiana was born in Washington, D.C. and raised in Upper Marlboro, Prince George's County, Maryland. As a former incarcerated person, Kiana is the founder of Life After Release, leader of the DMV Mama's Bailout, and a new graduate of the University of Maryland University College with a bachelor's in legal studies in public safety. Kiana makes sure the Black Lives Matter in the courtroom, she makes sure that Black Lives Matter in the courtroom throughout education, court watch, and supporting systems involved people. All right. Makia Green is a queer, non-binary, fat Black liberation organizer. All those things put together, just shove them all in there. She's a queer, non-binary, fat Black liberation organizer. Exactly. Well, sounding like a tether up group all day long. Oh yeah, another Soros production. My sister Aquarius, I wish I wasn't, but you're reading it right here with me. We're sitting right here. We're doing this together. They are, excuse me. They are steering committee member of the Defund MPD coalition. I just had to remind myself that this woman just calls herself non-binary. So instead of them putting she is a steering committee member, they put they are. And I just had, because in my head, I'm asking, who the hell is they? She's they. The queer, non-binary, fat Black liberation organizer. She's they. They are a steering committee member on the Defund MPD coalition, a former leader of the DC Money Pot, and organizing director for DC Working Families Party. Their former role was a conductor of base building, political organizing, and political education for HWD. Makia stepped down from their positions as a co-conductor within HWD in July of 2023. They will always be a part of Harriet's wildest dreams story. This is the group right here that gave us the pro-ho activists. The pro-ho activists came from a group of tethers and a queer, non-binary, Black, fat liberation organizer. This is what it is, family. So, now that we have all that out of the way, she wanted to come out and say a few things, the pro-ho activists. But now we know exactly what she's working on and what she's been doing and who she's working for. Let's listen intuitively, all right?
just tapping in first thing in the morning to say that what is happening in DC is not just a result of Trump's fascism, but is also a result of the Democratic Party's capitulation. The DC Council just passed a budget in order to protect themselves and their seats of power from the wrath of the Trump administration. What was in this budget? They cut the child tax credit, zeroed it out, okay? They are kicking 27,000 people off of their health care. They have no vouchers for unhoused individuals. And while all that is happening, they are making a deal that is worth $2.2 billion with the Washington Commanders in order to bring the stadium back. Now, Muriel Bowser, our Democratic mayor that is over this democratically led city, also stripped out protections for workers within this budget, and the DC Council approved it. And also she attempted to strip out sanctuary city status through the budget. That is not a budget item, by the way. This all happened after Sister decided to preemptively tear up Black Lives Matter Plaza without any real threat at all. So I said all that to say, when you hear people simply describing what is happening in DC, the takeover in DC, as something that is purely at the feet of the Trump administration, please know that they are running cover for the Democratic City Council. They are running cover for Muriel Bowser, who was not a deer in the fucking headlights at this time, but an active participant in the fascism that is taking over our city. Because when it all comes down to it, they are in a big club and you are not in it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you are, ain't you there? I'm pretty sure that you are. And shout out to our brother Shabazz when he says, do we have the septum ring theory going here? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. If this doesn't apply to the septum ring theory, I don't know what does. I just don't. But while all these folks were out there talking this nonsense, while a Fleeny and unconscious Fleroy, excuse me, we're all out here talking about DC and all this other stuff, there was actually a protest in DC. Notice who you don't see.
Free DC! 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 Free DC!
I don't see any of us out there. Hell, I don't see any of them out there. Free DC! Free DC! Wasn't that the whole narrative that these folks was running with? But the only people we're seeing, Nabiscos.
Free DC! 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 Free DC!
So family, that coupled along with the fact we ain't seeing nobody else out there in these streets, there's something that hit my heart. And I want to make sure to bring this to the table, because come to find out, the politicians in DC has been doing some things in the background. And in the background, they're actually doing some things in order to remove sanctuary city status and to work with the police and ICE. So in my heart of hearts, I believe this is a Fleeny chick. I believe that she was sent on out there in the very same way that all these folks are talking about the illegals and things like that. Oh, I believe she was sent out there in order to put a spotlight on this situation, because she really cares about those people, the illegals, the, Palestinians and things like that. Oh, let's go here, family, because she already said right here, I'm going to replay it. She's talking about how the politicians in DC are doing things, and they're doing it because you're not a part of the club, right? Let's go.
Now, Muriel Bowser, our Democratic mayor that is over this democratically led city, also stripped out protections for workers within this budget, and the DC Council approved it. And also, she attempted to strip out sanctuary city status through the budget. That is not a budget item, by the way. This all happened after Sister decided to preemptively tear up Black Lives Matter Plaza without any real threat at all. So I said all that to say, when you hear people simply describing what is happening in DC, the takeover in DC, as something that is purely at the feet of the Trump administration, please know that they are running cover for the Democratic City Council. They are running cover for Muriel Bowser, who is not a deer in the fucking headlights at this time, but an active participant.
Why is she an active participant? Because she's not moving in the way the Democratic Party wants her to move. She's not doing the things that the Democratic Party wants her to do. They want her to be fighting back. But they're behind the scenes apparently fighting for. Let's go here, family, before we close it out.
DC police have just made it easier for ICE to track undocumented immigrants in the city. The chief of police here signed an executive order on Thursday telling its officers to notify ICE and provide information on undocumented immigrants they encounter, even at traffic stops. That essentially paves the way for their arrest or even deportation. Cooperating with ICE this way means DC is not a sanctuary city. That's a place that keeps its officers from providing information about undocumented immigrants they may encounter to ICE. The city council declared DC a sanctuary city in 2020, but Mayor Bowser here has been trying to slowly unwind some of those sanctuary policies since May.
And Attorney General Pam Bondi is pushing DC even further from its sanctuary city status. On Thursday, announcing that the city would no longer be able to keep any of its sanctuary laws that keeps police officers from handing over information about the immigrants they encounter. The DC Attorney General has threatened a lawsuit, suing the Trump administration over its federal takeover of DC. City officials say they aren't bound by Bondi's order.
So what remains to be seen is, could this shift happen in other places?
We require other cities to roll back similar policies to avoid possible federal takeover.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen all over the country. We want to stop crime.
In this case, the change came from DC, but it came after immense pressure from the Trump administration. Mass deportations was Trump's key campaign promise, and this could be one way of boosting his deportation numbers as sanctuary cities drop more of their policies and start handing over the people they encounter to ICE.
So family, our sister Key Prince, as she said, told you we were used as a Trojan horse to get the real targets. And that's exactly why I felt that the Democrats sent out a Feeney to be the fleener she is. They want to bring more eyes on it and make people think that this is all about Black Americans. But yet, like I said, the people she said that she was recording, they said she was recording, they didn't show. And we're getting these little clips of people being harassed, but nobody being arrested. So it really didn't make any sense to me. Now it makes a lot more sense. Using us as the Trojan horse in order to get to the illegals. Using us as the Trojan horse in order to get to the illegals. The Democrats have no new plays. And they didn't say nothing about it because they thought that it was just going to be targeting us, and that's good because then they can call out and see, Trump is bad. He out there harassing Black young kids in D.C. only to find out that there's a lot of sanctuary status that's being repealed in DC right now. So now DC PD will be working with ICE. So now DC is no longer a sanctuary city. I got to ask a question, family. Do we take that as a win? They asked Trump, do he think, that this is going to happen in other cities in order to, curb the threat of federalizing those cities? I'm going to have to say no. See, DC can do all that because DC could be federalized because it's actually federal property. All throughout DC has all right to federalize itself. The president has all right to federalize DC, but other states, not so much. It would be a longer process and it would have to involve Congress. So my thoughts on this is Trump is probably trying to scare them into doing these kind of things without having to go through the process of doing it. Just my analysis. But family, we got to look out for these folks, these activists who they're pushing and trying to make seem like they're the next generation. They're trying to put into your faces the same people, the very same players that we've been calling out for years. They're now trying to create a new Black Lives Matter within this group called Harriet's Wildest Dreams, who's all tethers apparently. Suspected tethers, let's just say that. Makes sense now, right? Yeah. And so we found out exactly who the Nene chick is. They were saying, call Nene. They were saying, call the executive director. As if it wasn't already set up. Salute C. Terry, the next generation. Exactly. And family, I'm glad that we're here to call this out because, the children, the younger generation might not have seen this. They might not know about the Aflinis. But that's why they have the new black media in order to keep them aware of people such as an unconscious Fleroy, such as an Aflini. That's just what we're here to do. But trust me, family, this is their play because they have no other play. They can't do nothing else. The playbook is in loop. But it's time for each and every one of these folks to realize no matter who they send out and no matter how they're talking, we can spot a op. Very easy, very simple, very plain. With that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, in closing, I want to make sure to thank each and every one of you for being here. Thank all my mods. Thank all my members. Thank you everybody who donated, whether by Super Chat or by Cash App. Much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for everybody in the replay gang. I want to make sure everybody remembers. Everybody remember who this woman is and keep an eye on her, because I guarantee you this is about to be Black Lives Matter on steroids. Guaranteed. I also want to remind you that in this fight,
but the axe forgets, the tree remembers. You can't have a short memory and be black. You open yourself up for attack. You got to have a long memory because you're singing a long song. Y'all feel me? Yeah, you do.
And let me play this one more time in closing, family.
On March 8th, 1971, 8 activists, including a cab driver, a daycare director, 2 professors, broke into an FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania, and stole every document they found. They wanted to document how FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover was spying on citizens and actively suppressing dissent. The break-in occurred as much of the nation was fixated on a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, which was billed as the fight of the century. The identity of the burglars would remain a mystery for over 40 years. Soon after stealing the documents, the activists, calling themselves the Citizens Commission to Investigate the FBI, began leaking shocking details about FBI abuses to the media. The documents exposed COINTELPRO, the FBI's secret counterintelligence program, a global, clandestine, unconstitutional practice of surveillance, infiltration, and disruption of groups engaged in protest, dissent, and social change. Targets included the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, the Black Panthers, the American Indian Movement, the Young Lords, anti-war groups, black booksellers, and other groups.
With that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black men be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing, us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm off.